Hey there, guys. So, honestly, I had a lot of fun doing this game. Like, I did not expect it. Rachel's route was amazing. She was a magnetic personality. The music, the artwork for this game, the writing is fantastic. I had a lot of fun with it. And I was like, you know what? I want to do more of this. Just because it's such a fun little game. I did not expect it. But I decided, you know what? Let's switch up tactics, because I did want to go for Kate because she's such a sweet character in the original game from like the first episode that I saw. And Chloe is an interesting choice because she's got the whole best friend thing with Max. But then I was like, you know what? I recently got challenged to play Dream Daddy and romance all of the dads. And I know that's going to be difficult because it's going to be one save file per father. And I was like, you know what? What good practice would there be if I didn't choose someone who's difficult in this game? So I decided, you know what? Let's take Victoria Chase. She's bitchy, she's like really headstrong and everything, so why not give it a shot, see what happens. So let's get into it. Let the seduction of Miss Chase commence. Are you sure you want to choose Victoria? Makes her sound like a Pokemon. Victoria, I choose you. Yes. I'm about to do the dumbest thing I've ever done. As I get up from my desk, I feel my body turn stiff and robotic, like it's trying to protect me from the humiliation that I'm about to suffer by paralyzing me. But I force my way through it. Come on, Max. Just walk over to her. Just walk on right over to Victoria Chase. Who could ruin your reputation with a single status on the social media of her choice? Victoria Chase, who is in fact incredibly talented and could help you produce something amazing. If only you could get her to treat you like a fellow human. I should seriously turn my ass right back around and sit down, but I keep walking. Wow, this could be bad. Victoria only seems to notice me once I'm standing right above her. Never one to settle for being at anybody's feet, she immediately pushes her chair back, stands, and then kind of looms. Now I really have this mental image of Victoria just like towering over Max. Is she that much taller than Max though? I can't remember. I think I just shat a brick. That's a lovely mental image you gave me there, Max. Wonderful. What's up, Sour Grapes? Why is she calling Max Sour Grapes? She's the one that's like bitchy and stuff. Yep, this was a hella bad idea. I try not to look like I've just made a huge mistake. Oh, so clever. I take it you'll be entering? Yeah. I'm stalling for time, thinking about changing my mind. Victoria's looking at me expectantly. She can really make people feel like they're nothing with just one look. That's what sparks the determination in me. I feel bold for a moment, and I have to grasp onto it before it slips away. Here goes nothing. I want to work with you. Victoria looks stunned. Her expression is so satisfying. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I can't think of her being ever caught off guard. Excusez-moi. Wow, they're pulling out the French there. I talk fast, before my bravado disappears entirely. We both take photography way seriously. We both came to Blackwell to work on our photos and get better, right? We're both into the same artists and the same eras. And I know you're practically an expert. I know we don't really see eye to eye, and your style is almost completely opposite of mine. But I think we've got the best chance of winning if we work together. She makes a lot of logical points there. Will logic win her over? I have no idea. I haven't even fully thought out this insane desire to work with her. Her eyes narrow to slits. She's probably going to laugh in my face. I bet she wants this to be a her versus me competition. I hold my breath. Finally, she speaks slowly. You're not as dumb as you look. Thanks, I think. And then she sits down. I stare at her. Was that a... Victoria waves a hand at me, irritated. Come talk to me after class, okay? Get out of my face. Wow, that was mean. Damn. I think that was a yes. We're interrupted by Mixed Dog trailing back to the front of the classroom and clearing their throats. Alright. I've got to get into today's lecture. If you haven't picked a partner yet, then be sure that you do before class lets out. I settle back into my seat as the lesson begins, but I can barely focus. All I can think about is the contest. When class lets out, it feels like hours later and I leap out of my seat. I literally have the mental image of her just like jumping out of her seat like, come here. Just as Victoria asked me to, I walk over to approach her. She takes her time gathering her books and ignoring my existence. I wait. Wow. Finally she straightens and gives a sharp jerk of her head. Well, what are you waiting for? Oh. After giving Mixog our names for the registration sheet, I rush to follow her to the door. We'll meet tomorrow morning at that tin bucket of a diner. I'll text to let you know the exact time. The 2 whales? Isn't that what I just said? No. Wow, Max, great minds. Do you need my number? Victoria shoots me a withering look. Guess not. So she already has it. Oh, wait, how does Victoria have Max's number? That's all. Be prepared tomorrow and do not be late. With a dismissive flick of her wrist, Victoria separates from me and takes long strides down the hall, her head held high. I watch her go. I can't believe that worked. What have I gotten myself into? Good question, fuck's sakes. I'm starting to regret this decision. Oh my god. Usually I feel totally at ease in this environment. In the middle of the frantic breakfast rush at 2 whales, complete with an atmosphere so loud and varied, it makes it hard to nod off. The diner is alight with a manner of different faces. Hungry truckers tapping their feet and banging their large fists against the counter. Sleepy locals engaging in quiet conversation over steaming coffee mugs. Families dabbing at the faces of their children, and the already overworked staff bumbling about with a speed and accuracy I sure wouldn't be able to accomplish without falling over. And it's only 10 o'clock in the morning. It seems way too loud for it to be that time, but that's the beauty of the morning rush, I guess. I don't know, I trip over this sentence for some reason. Okay. Well, to be more accurate, it's only 9:58. I woke up this morning to a text from Victoria demanding to meet up at 10 AM or never. Checking my phone to make sure I have the right time, I drum my fingers against the table to burn off the excess energy from my nerves. If I were to be meeting up with Chloe, I wouldn't be nervous at all. Well, maybe a little nervous that she'd leave me waiting for way too long. I can't help the little smirk that overcomes my lips at the thought, because I know for a fact that she definitely would. She always tells me I'd better not be late, but she always is. It's fine though. I guess I've learned to deal with a wonky schedule of one Chloe Price. That's what you get when you pledge your loyalty to the captain. There's no room for me to be that upset. Being first mate isn't all it's cut out to be. Oh god. What's up with that look on your face? I jump in my seat at the sudden voice, and the smile dissolves quickly off my face. Sudden voice, face, Jesus. English, please. Victoria Chase is standing over my table, arms crossed and expression sour. I must have been deep in my thoughts that I didn't even notice her come in. So much for preparing myself to deal with this. I look down at my phone and check the time. 10 AM. Holy shit, she's punctual. Hey! I don't know why I'm surprised. Of course she'd be as punctual as possible. When I pull my gaze off my phone, I realize that she still made no effort to sit down. I can't help myself from thinking that she's probably trying to use that as some leverage over me. Wow, that sounds like some kind of a weird conspiracy theory. Oh, everything Victoria does or says is leverage over Max. As if she doesn't have enough control over all of Blackwell. God, are you deaf or something? I asked you a question. That sparked some annoyance in the back of my mind, and I hurried to respond. Safe? You know what? If I say none of your business, it's just like I'm gonna be playing to her bitchiness. And as lame as it sounds, the best way to deal with a bitchy person is to be nice to them or be honest, so let's do that. As much as I want to reply with something worse, I hold myself back and frown up at her. I was just thinking about something. Victoria raises a brow and then scoffs. It had better be something about the project then. I can't keep myself from rolling my eyes, and she narrows her own eyes at me in response. Or maybe it's better if it's not. If I have to deal with you smiling like a total weirdo all the time, I might just go crazy. If she's that worried, her words definitely did the trick. There's nothing short of a frown on my face now. Very funny, Victoria. If it makes you feel better, it wasn't about the project. Victoria actually makes a noise of approval. Good. I don't need you getting ahead of yourself. Wow. I don't really like the way she says that, like she's planning on being the driving force behind this whole thing. I was the one who asked her to help in the first place. Whatever, let's not waste any more time. Does that mean you're going to sit down? Victoria's eyebrow twitches at my assertion, and I can't stop myself from smiling smugly. I half expect her to say something. Instead, all she does is huff and tuck a lock of hair behind her ear, sliding effortlessly into the seat. It's too early to deal with you, Caulfield. That expression, though. Too early? It's already 10 in the morning. I raise a browder. Even Chloe would have called me out earlier than this. Wait, if she feels it's too early to deal with Max, isn't she an early riser? Because in the Monday episode when I did the Rachel path, she was already way awake and, like, checking out stuff and so on. So, does that mean she actually likes to sleep in late? Victoria shoots me a look and averts her gaze to one of the many waitresses passing by, as if that'll make them show up any faster. Some people actually need their beauty sleep. I'm not surprised you haven't heard of it with how you look. Whoa, 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 hold on there, Miss Chase. Max looks cute as hell. I mean, come on. That expression and everything, whereas you look like you've sucked on a bloody lemon. What the hell? Ouch! She's on a roll today. I crossed my arms watching her wearily. Seriously? If you were going to come here just to insult me, why did you even agree to work with me? Victoria pauses and then pinches the bridge of her nose. Don't flatter yourself. Before Victoria can finish her response, a waitress finally shows up to take our orders. Goodness. Victoria, of course, wastes no time. Coffee, black, like my soul. She shoots me a look, as if I'm the reason she's getting something so strong. I stand my ground, staring right back. For maybe a little too long, because Victoria clears her throat and gestures to the waitress. We don't have all fucking day, Caulfield. My ears burn and I avert my gaze. Just a coffee with bacon and eggs. Once the waitress pins down our orders and speeds away, the atmosphere feels just as tense as before. Seriously? Sorry about that. For some strange random reason, my mic stand, the arm decided, oh hey, while you're talking, I'm just gonna drop down into your lap. It's not like that body part is gonna say anything back to you, but okay. Victoria's extremely quiet, and I can't find the words to say. It always feels like talking to Victoria is like trying to avoid stepping on landmines. It almost makes me regret my decision a little, but I quickly dash that thought from my mind. I know why I picked Victoria to help me. I've seen her work before, and for someone so sour, she has a ton of talent. I guess I've always wondered why someone so talented has to be such a jerk. She has everything, so what does she get from tearing people down? You know, from school experience and everything, for me it's always the people who are the biggest bullies and stuff like that. They're doing it because they're feeling insecure about themselves and stuff like that. So maybe that's what's happening here? I peek at her again and catch her looking out the window instead of at me. There's this little furrow in her brow, as if she's thinking about something. It's probably something about me. Maybe she's questioning this decision just as much as I am. Hey, Victoria? Victoria turns her head to look at me, brow still furrowed. As she opens her mouth to respond, our waitress comes by and drops off our drinks. Whatever she was going to say is swallowed up by her taking a hold of her coffee and taking a sip. I almost want to wince, imagining how bitter that was. It's not that bad. I mean, sometimes when I'm really tired, I drink black coffee. So, our project. Right. Okay. Yes. So, what do you have in mind? It feels like I'm gonna let her do all the work. Do you have any ideas? It's a little more assertive, and I think almost that's what we're gonna need for this playthrough. I decide to take the safe route and start with something simple that Victoria can't possibly argue over. Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea? Whoa! Interesting, she wants to ask Max for an idea? Huh. We both stop when the words pour out of our mouths at the same time, and Victoria seems momentarily surprised. She curls her lips down and brings her coffee up to them again, a little too quickly. I swear I see her grimace this time around, and I hunch my shoulders up a little, reaching for my cup. Well? Victoria can make anything sound like a demand, and that one word definitely proves that. Huh? I'm giving you permission to keep talking. So either you take it or you don't. Do you understand or not? Wow. Oh, I wasn't expecting that one at all. I thought Victoria would want to get her words in first, but she honestly looks a little embarrassed. I wonder if this is an attempt to be nice or not. I mean, we should probably figure out where we're going to shoot, right? Victoria hums in agreement at my words, seemingly placated for now. That's right. Since the focus is Arcadia Bay, it shouldn't be hard to find a suitable spot. Are you saying you know good places to shoot? She pauses and taps her fingers against the table. Of course, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to give you a chance to prove yourself. Wow, so nice of you. I can't help but snort a little, and Victoria shuts her eyes at that, annoyed again. At least that's what it looks like, but then she continues easily. As I was saying, I'd like to hear your opinion on the matter. Victoria's gaze zeroes in on me, and I instantly feel more than a little awkward underneath her judgmental eyes. It makes me more nervous than it should, and I swallow dryly and reach for my coffee. In all actuality, I don't really know if I'm good enough for this. The fact that Victoria is asking my opinion is more than a bit intimidating. I could think of a few, but I'm not sure they're... Don't. I wouldn't ask you your opinion if I didn't think you were somewhat competent. Victoria huffs and I rub at the back of my neck. Is that supposed to be a compliment? Sounded pretty backhanded to me. I've got something in mind too, fortunately for you. Really? Victoria purses her lips, resting her elbow on the table and looking over me again. Yes, I do. Clean out those hipster years of yours and you won't have to ask me dumb questions like that ever again. Damn, female! There's another pause and then Victoria's looking out the window again, waving me off. Finish your food already, and then tell me what you want to do. It'd be a shame if I didn't give your amateur taste a chance. Damn. Sorry, I'm taking water breaks in between because my throat is kind of killing me still from the last time that I did this. This is a lot of dialogue for some strange reason. It messes my throat up, whereas when I was doing Danganronpa it wasn't an issue at all, so I don't know what the hell's going on. But anyway, let's continue. I'm so surprised that she's letting me take the reins that I almost do forget I have food in front of me, and I take the opportunity to nosh on it. I never saw this weird for eating until I started playing this game. It's so weird. Where does it come from? Is it an American thing or something, or is it British? I don't know. I also take the opportunity to think hard about my decision. There's no way I'm going to argue about this. This isn't a chance that comes often. It might be a little bad, but I kind of expected her to take complete charge. Well, honestly, that's the impression I got as well. So, spit it out already. I'm gonna do this in one save, so that I get practicing for Dream Daddy. I think I know where we could go. You think? Victoria sips at her coffee impatiently, and I wipe at my mouth with a napkin. I backtrack a little, frowning. No, I know. That's what I thought. Where are we going? You'll see. I've got the perfect place to take Victoria for this. Hopefully she doesn't find a way to chew me out anyways. Getting in Victoria's expensive car after leaving the diner was stressful enough, and it didn't really help that as soon as I sat down, she'd snapped at me for the directions, wasting no time at all. That didn't stop her from turning on the radio. At first I thought it was some kind of attempt to drown me out, but she kept her trashy party music at a pretty decent level, which was kinda nice. Showed she cared enough to listen to me. It's your time to shine, Max. It's not every day you get to order Victoria around. Well, that's what I thought, but I just kept my voice as calm as I could in the face of Victoria's apparent displeasure and nonchalance. We make it in no time at all due to the lack of traffic. I can't imagine that a small place like that has a lot of traffic. Yeah, not that there's usually any traffic, it's sad to say it, but the Arcadia Bay is kind of like a ghost town these days. Before I came back to Blackwell, it used to be lively, or at least from what I remember from the days William took us around town, and Chloe and I started sword fights in front of 2 whales. The thought is a little depressing. Which is exactly why I picked this spot today. This is nice. This actually looks pretty cool though. Is this in the real, like in Life is Strange in any of the episodes or not? I thought if we were going to shoot anywhere, it should be somewhere vibrant. Somewhere with a little more life. For Victoria's sake at least. I can handle nature, but I don't think I've ever seen Victoria willingly shoot at a tree or a squirrel. People are more her thing. Caulfield, Max! My train of thought is broken, again, by Victoria's demanding tone. It's edged with annoyance. It takes me a second to realize that she's already parked the car. Sorry, I zoned. As if that weren't inherently obvious, Jesus Christ, Max. I expected her to keep going on about it, and so I frowned and opened my mouth to stop her. But before I do, she's already getting up and throwing open the door. This is it, right? You didn't zone and give me the wrong directions, did you? I huff through my nose, scratching sheepishly at the back of my neck. No, Victoria, this is it. Victoria gives me a look, and then gets out of her car. I unbuckle my seatbelt quickly, fumble with my camera bag for a moment, and follow her out. As soon as I'm out of the car, the scent in the air hits me really hard, a sharp contrast from the heavily perfumed scent from Victoria's car. My nose is filled with the salty tang of the ocean, and my ears are filled with the idle chatter of people, the patter of their footsteps against the wooden boardwalk floor. I quickly focus on Victoria instead of on the cloudy blue sky, and I see her with her arms crossed, watching the people mill about. There's something about her I can't quite place. It almost looked like she's not even breathing. I see her exhale softly, and I wonder if I was right. Are you serious? What? I blink at the comment, unsure of how I should take it. There's something pensive in her tone, and then she purses her lips. Nothing, I just expected you to bring me somewhere else. You did? With your taste, I thought you'd bring me somewhere bland. I can't help it, I have to turn my head away to hide my amusement. I think I know what she's getting at. Okay. So, lighthouse I can understand because there's not really much going on except for the lighthouse. Junkyard I'm not really gonna choose because even for a photographer, okay, I don't have an eye for photography, but there's bound to be interesting stuff to take pictures of there. Park though, Max just said that she can't imagine Victoria doing anything about taking pictures of nature, so... Like the park? I watch as Victoria stands silent for a moment and then kind of crinkles her nose. Yes, Max, the park. There's not a lot of substance there. Just trees and grass and squirrels. You know, animals. Victoria huffs and raises her hand to fix her hair, as if that really does anything. Her hair is perfect anyways. I feel like Max is kind of getting the upper hand for a few moments here with Victoria. I am aware of that. It just doesn't seem like an interesting spot for a shoot. I think it's interesting. It's called nature, Victoria. I can't help myself, grinning a little in her direction and watching her eyes widen. She grumbles and looks off to the side. Like I said, I'm aware. That doesn't make it any more interesting. Anyways, I hesitate a little and go to walk around the car and join Victoria since she doesn't seem like she's up to moving. Victoria's eyes are on me as I do so, and I gesture vaguely to the boardwalk. We should walk around, I guess. Scope out the area? Clearly. She says that as if I were the one holding us up and not her. Damn, woman! As promptly as ever, she starts walking ahead of me and I follow after her before she leaves me behind. Victoria's always walked with purpose, whether or not she's actually got a reason to. I wouldn't be surprised if she does have a reason. Victoria looks like she's so busy all the time. She even makes buying from the vending machine seem like an important event. This isn't helping me out at all though, because Victoria's got a few inches of height over me, making it a little harder to keep up with her long strides. Does that mean you actually like it? I mean, I picked it for a reason. Oh boy. My breath comes out in a little pant, and that seems to bring Victoria's attention over to my attempt to match her pace. She slows down a little, waiting for me. At least I think she is. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about it, just stepping beside her and walking with much more ease. It's acceptable, surprisingly. Surprisingly? Victoria frowns at the little groan that rolls off my tongue, and I bite my tongue to stifle anything else that comes out. It's a little frustrating, really. Victoria can act as standoffish as she likes, but I'd like a little credit. Alright, chill. I meant to say it's nice, okay? Oh. The way Victoria says that is surprisingly hesitant, and I find myself staring at her in mild disbelief. I don't know. The barriers may be coming down a little bit? Her eyes lock onto mine for just a split second, and I hold my breath at the gaze. She breaks it, and I'm able to breathe again. Wow, that was new. Thanks. Don't mention it, seriously. It's like she's like, oh no, never say anything about this to anyone. Really, it's gonna tarnish my reputation. The edge slips back into her voice, as if it never happened in the first place. I don't know whether or not I'm disappointed. You said you had a reason? Oh yeah. I definitely know why I picked the boardwalk. Not only is it gorgeous, or that the atmosphere is calming, but it also feels like it brings life back into Arcadia Bay. Nothing feels stagnant here, not with families trying to hold back their kids from darting into all the shops they can find, or couples relaxing as they watch the bay. In addition to that, I thought Victoria would appreciate the variety of models here. There's so many figures, so much to point a camera at. I thought you'd like it. That's why I asked, I guess. All of a sudden, Victoria stops walking, and I have to stop before I walk ahead of her. I look at her, tilting my head a little. Victoria's giving me a dubious look, and then she crosses her arms. Oh man, what did I do to deserve her almighty wrath this time? You thought I'd like it? Why the hell would you care about that? I breathe in, and I hope I can explain it to her in a way where she won't snap at me. Okay. We know nature isn't her thing, it's twice that's been brought up. And, well, talking about models and stuff, people, portraits, I guess? This one makes the most sense. Because you're better at portraits, right? Victoria drums her fingers against her arm, considering my words, and then almost cautiously she speaks. Yes, I am. You noticed? Yeah, I've seen your work, and all your photos are pretty avant-garde-esque. You have an eye for framing people, so I thought you'd work a lot better somewhere where there's a bunch of subjects. Something in Victoria's expression softens, the hard set of her jaw relaxing. It makes a noise of approval, I think. Thanks, Max. I do try. But I didn't ask for you to cater to me. I can hold my own. I know that. I swear I wasn't doubting you. As soon as I've said that, I see her throat bob, like she's swallowing something bitter. You had better not, been. Like I said, this is a collaboration, so... I shift on my feet, feeling awkward just standing in the middle of the boardwalk with no direction. Victoria catches the movement and then jerks her head towards a bench. I have no reason not to agree, and she knows that, so she heads over and sits down. You're super talented, Victoria, and I'm not just saying that to stroke your ego or something. Victoria snorts. Chill, Max. I am chill, I'm just... Save it. I'm not interested in hearing some sappy hippie-ass explanation. Wow! This time I'm the one who huffs. Some frustration burns at the back of my mind, mostly because one moment Victoria is tolerable, and the next she's not. I fumble for a response to this. Victoria gets to it first. If you're going to bother telling me anything, then tell me what you're going to do if we win. Wow, that's pretty deep actually. The statement hits me kind of hard, and maybe it's worse because of the way Victoria says it. It's so serious. My minor irritation gives way to this odd kind of nervousness that flutters in my stomach. The same feeling I always get when someone asks me what I'm going to do with my photos, or where I want to go in life specifically. I'm going to get there. Victoria's staring right at me too, and I can't read the look in her eyes very well. All I can focus on, otherwise, is the way the light from the sunset frames her serious face. My mouth feels dry. I don't really know yet. I press my palms against my jeans to stave off the nerves eating at my stomach, and I wait for her response. She looks back out towards the sunset, leans forward so her elbows are against her knees. Now, that's always a relaxed posture of me. I remember doing that always when I was sitting outside with my friends in school and we were like just talking shit. I remember we used to take over the benches at the, like, it's not a cafeteria, but we had like a small cafe shop kind of thing in the schoolyard, and they had a bunch of benches around them. If we win, I'm using these shots in my portfolio, so I can submit them to the art gallery nearby. They'd be idiots if they didn't take my work, so I'm going to make sure they do. This will be amazing exposure. English, please. Oh, I say this almost breathlessly, and I hope she doesn't notice how amazed I am. Victoria's so dedicated. There's one thing I'm envious of, it's that. But I guess it's not really envy. I think it's more awe that keeps me looking at her. I wish I could be the same. Victoria seems so fearless. Ah! Seriously, why all these choices? That just makes her sound egotistical, when actually, honestly, I think that's kind of good. That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. The words come out before I can stop them, and I rub my palms against my jeans. Victoria turns to me, tension still clear in the crease between her eyebrows. It's almost like she doesn't know how to respond to my praise. Thanks, I'm glad someone thinks so, even if it's you. Gee, thanks. So if you go and waste it for me, don't think I won't make your life hell. Wow. She's trying to threaten me, but there's something else underneath that tone, I think. There's a lot about Victoria I still don't understand. I lean back on the bench and watch the sunset with her, unsure of how I'm supposed to feel. I want to find out more. Okay. Guys, I'm gonna handle this like I did with Rachel. It's gonna be 1 episode per day for the game. So this one was actually kind of super short, but that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up the journal, and I can't remember. I think it's mad photo skills, hoping it's something super cool. There we go. So I'm gonna leave it on here, and while I do my outro, you guys can pause the video. I'm gonna give you more than enough time to pause it and read the journal entries. But guys, this game, okay, taking the Victoria route, it already feels so much different from the Rachel route, because with Rachel it felt so easy, so natural, even though Rachel was pretty much a mystery to us, because in the original game she's already dead, and in Before the Storm she wasn't this vulnerable, or at least it didn't come across as much. But with the Victoria route so far, it's like I'm stepping on eggshells trying to think of what's the right thing to say to her, which so far I'm pretty fucking lucky that I have been choosing stuff that's like acceptable, I think, compared to bad. But yeah, this is interesting. This is good. For a game that was made by fans, Team Rumblebee has done an awesome job. The music is on point, the art style is wonderful, the writing is phenomenal. Guys, it's just, give it a chance. If you want to play it yourself, please by all means do that. Otherwise, I will be doing all of the routes. I've got Chloe and Kate coming up next. So if you don't want to maybe download it and play for yourself, you can watch me. But guys, this game has multiple endings. So what you're seeing me do is just one path per person. There's more than that. So, guys, share, like, subscribe. Give that notification bell some love. And again, my Twitter and Discord links are down below in the description box, as well as the download link for this game. Support them. Go check out what they've got. I saw that they've added some stuff. There's a short other dating game there, Lone Wolf. I did play that on my own off camera, and it was pretty decent. I actually liked it. I hope they'll expand on it. If they don't, that's fine, but I hope they do. So guys, until the next episode, I'll see you later.